There's nothing quite like turning a wonder kid into a world-class superstar in Football Manager. One of the game-changing tactics to boost a player's growth is setting up a mentoring groups with seasoned pros. In this video, we're diving deep into the mentoring process in FM24, breaking down how to choose the perfect candidates and create the most effective groups to elevate your squad's future stars. But first things first, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, it means so much. And don't forget to join my FBL team for a chance to win FM. So let's get straight into it and understanding what mentoring is in FM. Well, mentoring is when you put young players in a group with more experienced players, where the senior player will act as a mentor to the younger player on and off the pitch, helping them develop their skills, traits and personalities in ways that straightforward training might not. These groups are typically no bigger than 3 or 4 players and are usually most effective with prospects that have played fewer than 100 professional matches. I feel that mentoring alongside tailored coaching is one of the most underutilized mechanics when it comes to developing younger players in FM. There are a few considerations to keep in mind when you're trying to find the perfect mentor in the beginning. These can be their positions in the team hierarchy, their personalities, their age or experience, as well as their determination attributes. You can often find this information by going to the Dynamics tab and navigating to the hierarchy, where it will show your squad's players and where they rank within the squad's hierarchy as well as their personalities. And to find more information, just click on that certain player and then you can even see their determination stat out of 20. So looking at this, you can assess your squad to identify senior players who can positively influence your youngsters who need to be mentored. A squad's hierarchy in FM reveals each player's status within the team, typically placing older players, more experienced players in senior roles like team leaders or highly influential players. So while it's natural to look at the top of the hierarchy for mentors, it's not always that straightforward. The hierarchy is influenced by factors like age, ability and playing time, but great mentoring candidates might still be found lower down. For example, an older player recovering from a long-term injury might not currently be a key player, but could still offer a valuable experience and leadership. And personalities also plays a crucial role in effective mentoring. Young players can develop their personalities based on who they spend time with. So having a senior player with a good personality in a mentoring role can be invaluable. Age and experience are important too, but sometimes a younger player with more career experiences can have a greater impact than an older backup player. And lastly, determination is a key attribute to consider. A younger player's determination can be shaped by those around them, so it's vital to choose mentors who will positively influence this trait. Taking these factors into account and having a look at my reading save, Andy Yidam and Sam Hutchinson are both senior players, and they both have been at the club for many years. In terms of hierarchy, both these players rank high and have good personalities. With Andy being a model citizen and Sam being a perfectionist, this is good news. But if your squad has mostly fairly professional personalities, this can also be a positive, and is often the case at lower leagues. So this brings us to choosing the best fit mentees. The variety of young players who might benefit from a mentorship is often far greater than the range of possible mentors. Therefore, this area is significantly more subjective and depends on the kids you believe in or have the best chance of reaching their full potential. There are a few things to keep in mind though. Players can only join the same mentorship group if they are in the same squad. So for example, a 16-year-old wonder kid tearing it up in the under 18s cannot be coached by the club captain until he is promoted to the senior squad. In some cases, mentoring a young player can be more of a headache than help. If a young player already has a desired personality and great determination, being mentored by a player who lacks these traits might cause them to decrease, which is the opposite of what we want, right? So the players listed above are the players at Reading that I've identified as being most likely to benefit from mentoring. Although, as discussed above, some already have strong determination, which needs to be considered. And now we have a list of mentors and a list of mentees. The only step left is to create a suitable group. So going to the training tab and navigating to mentoring on the top, we can start to create our groups. Alternatively, you can ask the coaching staff to do this, and sometimes they do a pretty okay job of grouping players, but I prefer to do this myself so I know what sort of development I want out of the group. So anyways, mentoring groups must contain a minimum of 3 players. We could just form a large group with everyone in it, but there are some reasons why I wouldn't do that, because whilst not necessary for a player to be taught by someone who plays in the same position as them, it's obviously beneficial. For example, a winger can be asked to mentor a rookie central defender while still making a beneficial contribution. This can be an impact on the player traits. For example, like if a winger passes traits onto the central defender who lacks the necessary skills, they will always put themselves in danger. With these ideas in mind, I created the following 3 mentorship groups, and as you can see, each mentee in a group with a mentor that has at least equal determination or if not higher, and these players are roughly organized by position. And once once you've made your group with these mentors and wonder kids, it can take a little while to see the mentoring groups make an impact. But don't worry, you will receive monthly updates from your backroom staff explaining how your young players have developed over time. These monthly reports are a fantastic opportunity to examine how things are progressing, as mentoring is a continual process that requires monitoring and refining. So we can see in just a few months, the development changes I was looking for are starting to take shape. Like, there are hierarchy changes for players like Lewis Wing, Harvey Nibs, but more importantly, there are personality improvements with players like Calvin Abrifa and Charlie Savage, as well as Danny Rose. But also we can see a gradual increase to undetermined players' determination in just a few weeks. The last thing to note is that it's important to be proactive with mentoring groups and pay attention to when a player is no longer getting any benefit. For example, despite it improving his hierarchy within the club, Lewis Wing has an estimate effect from mentoring of none, and that leaving him in the mentoring group could be pointless, and he should probably be replaced by another player who could use his mentoring opportunity. So as your young players get more integrated into the team and play more games, you can adjust your mentoring groups to ensure that there is a consistent development pathway off the pitch to get the most out of your squad season after season. And not to mention, mentoring often does play a part in squad happiness, and as we all know, the happier your squad is, the better they play. And I actually think that this makes a huge difference in FM24, as sometimes I notice when my squad or players high up on the squad hierarchy are unhappy, we tend to play worse. But when players that are high on the squad hierarchy are happier, we tend to play a lot better, especially against the bigger teams and in the bigger games. So that's going to be it, managers. Use this mentoring strategy to start moving things in the right direction for your FM24 saves. But remember though, you can take a variety of different approaches to improve your young players, like one-on-one trainings or loans. But that's the joy of FM. Everyone will find their own way. So thank you for watching, and leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one.